Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to speak about the new video series I'm going to create. It is about using Tailwind CSS, and for implementing the Tailwind CSS and its classes, we will use Next.js framework. You can use anything you want, like you can use plain HTML files, or you can use React, Vue, Angular, Next.js, Next.js, or anything you want. And if you saw my previous video, we implemented some responsive designs and mobile first designs in a React project, but I decided to use Next.js because Next.js is so powerful, and instead of React you can use it because it has a lot of features, but I don't want to speak about the Next.js. We are just using it. I just want to mention that app router is now stable in the new Next.js versions. Let me show you in the npm that 10 hours ago the version of 13.4.4 released, and in the new versions app router is now stable, so we will use the app router and we use a new Next.js project and we implement our designs into this project. So we will have one solution, and also in this session we create a template like an admin panel template or a dashboard, and you can see that how easy it is when we are using Tailwind CSS and everything is automatically responsive and mobile first, and that's it. So let's start and create our project and implement what you want. The first thing is we need to create a new Next.js project, and for installing you can use get started, and for installation it says that you need to know you need to have Node.js version 16.8 or later, and macOS or Windows and Linux are supported. So good. So in order to install, you can use this manual installations, or if you are using a terminal, simply you can use the boilerplate, which is npx create next app at latest. You can simply use it. So let's do this. I go to drive F and open a new command prompt here. So I say cmd. That's it. So I'm on drive F. I say first let's check our Node.js. So I say node-v. It is version 16.14. That's good. So let's say npx create next app at latest. That's it. This must install a new Next.js project for us. Okay, so it says that what is your project name? I want to use a name like, you can use a name you want. For example, I say Next.js, Tailwind, Sandbox. Yeah, that's good. Would you like to use TypeScript? No. Would you like to use ESLint? Yes. Would you like to use Tailwind CSS? You can see that we can choose the Tailwind CSS by default here, but I don't want to use this option because I want to configure it manually. So if you are planning to use Tailwind CSS on your legacy projects, you can simply go with me. So I say no. And do you want to use SRC? Definitely no, I don't want it. Use app router, recommended? Yes. App router is not stable, so I highly recommend use it. So because it is really important to be update. And would you like to customize the default import alias? No. I say the default is good. The default import alias is @, and yes, that's okay. So let's wait for the project to be installed and then continue. Okay, our project installed. So let's go to project cd Next.js Tailwind Sandbox and say code dot to open VS Code and open this project in VS Code. That's good. So we can see, let's check the package.json first. You can see that in this new project, I have Next.js version 13.4.4. Oops. And also I have React version 18.2, good, and React DOM, that's so good. And in the app directory, if this is the first time you are using this app directory, don't panic. It is really so easy. Let's check it first and then go and config Tailwind CSS. So we have the app directory, and like all of the versions, you can use some npm scripts like dev, build, start, and lint. So we use dev because we are on development phase. So I will open a new terminal from view terminal, and I say npm run dev. Okay, that's it. So it's opened and on localhost port 3000, follow link. It is compiling now. In the meantime, you can see it is creating a .next folder and it creates everything we want for our output. And that's it. So let's check, refresh. So this is just a raw Next.js project and that's it. Let's move this here and move this here. That's good. So uh, everything is inside this app directory. We have five icons, okay? We have a global.css. You can see that we have a lot of CSS, and we have a layout.js. So this is changed, and now we have layout.js. Here, if you remember, we had underlined document on the previous versions when we use the pages. So this is it. And also we have a page.js and page.module.js. So in the app directory, you need to create some folders and create a page.js and it will work as your route. That's it. So simple, so easy. So let's clean up everything and check it. So I'm inside of this app directory. So I will delete this page.module.css. I don't need it. And inside of page.js, you can see that something happened. I delete everything inside of page.js. That's it. And I want to create a new component. I'm using an extension. Let me show you ES7 Plus. You can use this extension or you can create everything you want by your code. Because I'm using this ES Plus, ES7 Plus React Redux React Snippet, I can create a new component. So I say RAFCE. This will create a new component for me and you can see it. So this is it. And something is really weird here. That's okay. We will handle it. So I create a new component inside of page.js. This is in fact a component. So we can change this page.js to page.jsx like the old React projects, and that you can see that it is working correctly. If I refresh, nothing happened, and I check the console. Okay, we don't have any error. That's so good. So it is working correctly. No, it is exactly like the React. Yeah, page.jsx. That's it. And you can change the name with anything you want. It is really no important. This is the important thing is this page.jsx name here. So here I can say, for example, this is a home page. That's it. And here I can say that, for example, h1 and span or a paragraph with a lorem 15. That's it. And it is okay. So you can see that it is configured automatically. Let me show you here. This is a format document. You can use format document, so the document will be formatted. And I'm using, let me show you, Prettier. For formatting, you can use this or anything you want. I'm using Prettier code formatter for formatting my codes, and then I can use format document or Alt Shift F, and this you can see that if I press Ctrl Z, this was the old codes and you can see it. And if I press format document, my code will be formatted automatically. That's so good. And that's it. And you can see that something is weird. This is because the CSS classes. So I go to the global.css and I delete everything. No, that's good. Everything is fine. And in fact, you know what? Let's check again. So now I have global.css, which is empty, a layout.js. You can see that this is my layout, and I don't want to use this font, so I delete this inter and this inter. This metadata, this is the new version of implementing our metadata. You can see that we have title, descriptions. So for example, let's what it says. Yes, class name of inter. I delete this and format document. That's so good. So let's go here and check. Okay, this is the metadata. In metadata, you can use everything. For example, for the title, you can see that it says create next app, but I want my title to be Next.js Tailwind sandbox. Okay, that's it. So you can see that it is changed. You can see that it is Next.js Tailwind sandbox right now. And if I go to the head, here I have this meta tag. This is a title, Next.js Tailwind sandbox. That's so good. Also for description, we say that this is a tutorial project from Dev Empower YouTube channel. Okay, you can see that I have this metadata here, name, description, content. This is exactly what we are here. So far so good. So this is the layout.js, and so we cleaned everything, and inside of this root layout you can see that I have it and props, which is children. I receive these props, then I create my entire tag here, and this is all of my HTML. I have a language of English, a body, and all of my children would be rendered inside of body. So this is my layout. That's so good. Then we have the page.jsx, and this is it. So this is the basic structure of our project. I want to have this on my GitHub page. So I will do this. You know that when we are creating a new project of Next.js and React, it has the Git repository inside of it. So if I open my terminal again using Control backtick and open a new terminal using this plus, so here I say that Git status to check everything. Okay, you can see that Git status says we have some change and everything. That's good. It says that Git is initialized in this project. So let's go to the GitHub and create a new repository for it because I want to have it. So let's go to the repositories and create a new repository. Okay, what is the name? Muhammad Tahiri / I want to, let's copy the name from here. I want to use exactly this name for my repository. So checking, okay, Next.js Tailwind sandbox. It says that is available. So good. Description, yeah, I can have a description. Let's copy from here. And I say this is a tutorial project from Dev Empower YouTube channel. So this is the description of this repository. It is public, yes. Add a readme, no, no, no. Okay, create. That's it. Now we have the option. We can create a new repository using these commands, or we can push an existing repository using these commands. So let's do this. First is git remote at origin. Okay, so this, or let's clean everything. So this is better. So we say git remote at origin https this address. Okay. Next thing is git branch -m main. This will change the name of our branch. Good. And also git push -u origin main. Let's wait for it. That's it. So let's check everything. And if I refresh here now, my codes are available here inside of this repository. That's so good. And also, because I want to have some different versions and videos on the feature, I will create some new branches and I use that branches. That's so good. So let's do this. So let's close this, and in order to create a new branch, you can use command lines, but command lines take a long of time from us. It's really easier to use the graphical user interfaces. So I click on this main here. You can see that I have this main and origin main for now. It says that I have a local main and I have an origin main, which is a remote branch. So I want to create a new branch, and you can use create a new branch or get a new branch from. I prefer to use create new branch from. So it says that select a ref to create the branch from. I use the main because the main is online. But you know what? First, let's update our main because we have some changes. So first, you can see that if I check here, you can see that I deleted here. In layout, I have these changes. Okay. in page, I deleted this page and I added page.js6 instead, and I deleted page.modules. Okay. So for the commit message, I say feed, or in fact, it's not a feature. You can say that refact. Refact stands for refactor, and I say reset entire project and commit and sync. Okay, it is syncing, it is pushing to the server. Good. So let's check here, refresh. Okay, you can see that no, I have this refact. That's good. And if I check here in app, in page.jsx, you can see that it is online. Okay, so good. So now my local main and my origin main is update. That's good. Now I can create my new branch. So create a new branch from main. Okay, so good. So what is the new branch? I say one, and for the name we can say, oh, we can say v1. I think that's good. Okay, so now I have a new branch and I want to implement Tailwind. So let's go to the Tailwind documentation and move this here. Now, please notice that we are working on version 1.0.0 branch. This is just a branch. Okay, so let's go here to get started and see what you can do. So get started. You can use Tailwind CLI, you can use Post CSS if you are using just HTML files, or for example, if you are using Alpine.js or anything. And also you can use framework guides. So we are using Next.js. So let's go to the Next.js, and it says that first create your project. I created that. Okay. Then install Tailwind. It says that you need to use these packages. So let's copy and open our terminal again. And here, okay, let's delete this one. So I say exit. I don't want this terminal. I just, okay, here I press Ctrl C, CLS, and npm install -d, Tailwind CSS, Post CSS, and auto prefixer. -d means that this is a dev dependency tag. It means that this package must be installed as a dev dependency. So let's check package.json. Here I have some dependencies for now. Let's wait. Okay, so it is installed. Now you can see that I have also some dev dependencies. Auto prefixer version 10, Post CSS version 8, and Tailwind CSS version 3. That's good. So it is installed. Next thing is, it says that npx init, npx tailwind init -p. So this will create a Tailwind config file and also a Post CSS config file for us. That's it. So this is the Tailwind config, this is it, and then we need to add this for the content. So this is an array. I copy this and I replace this empty array with it, and I say format document. That's good. What is the next thing? Then it says add the Tailwind directives to your CSS. We need to add this to our global CSS file. So let's go to the app global.css and paste them here. That's good. The next thing is, it says that start your build processing and start using Tailwind. That's it. So the configuration is finished and we can use everything we want. So let's do this. I will minimize this and CLS. Good. So now I say npm run dev. Now I must have access to the Tailwind classes. So let's close Next.js. We don't need it. And also this. And okay, so let's refresh and wait for it. Okay, you can see that everything is changed. And now if I go to the page.js, I can use Tailwind classes. For example, for this division, we can use, let's say, bg, for example, green. This is just a test. Green 500. Yeah, that's good. And text white. Okay, and for this h1 we can use class name of, for example, let's say text 6xl. Okay, you can see that it is working correctly. That's so good. So let's delete this. Okay, I think that's good. Now we created everything, and now I want to implement a template for all of my projects. So on the feature, we can have a shared template like an admin panel, and we have something in common and we can use them easily. So in this project, in this session, we create this template. Let's do this. And I want to create a new directory. So here I create a new component directory, and inside of it I want to have a main layout .js or JSX. Because this is a component, I can use JSX. So let's say RAFC sorry, RAFCE. Okay, this is my main layout, but I have a typo. Okay, so main layout. Okay, let's delete everything again, RAFCE, and that's it. And I want to use this main layout, so let's have an H1 here, and I say that in this layout I'm going to put every children into it, so I will receive the children. Then I have a division, I have an H1 of main layout, and I have an HR. Then I can have a main tag, for example, and inside of it I can render every children. That's it. And how can I use this main layout? Let's go to the app component. App directory. Inside of layout, we can wrap everything into it. So here I will say that inside of this body, I will have a main layout. It imported automatically. You can see that at sign component main layout, good. And I passed the children into it. So let's format document. You can see that inside of body, I wrapped my main layout around the children. That's it. And inside of this main layout, I receive the children and I render it like this. So I have the main layout here. That's so good. Then I have this HR, and then I have this. Let's go to the page.jsx and delete this. This is not good. In fact, let's delete this. And also delete, I don't want it, so I just want to have the home page. That's good. Let's refresh and format document. That's it. So inside of my layout, I want to, let me open a new paint to show you. I want to, let's say that this is my screen. Okay, I want to have a nav bar. So I want to have a nav bar here. Also, I want to have a sidebar here. And also, I want to have some contents here. Okay, so this will be the wrapper. So I have a nav bar, sidebar, and this content. Okay, this is what I want to create. So let's do this. First, I want to create a nav bar. So here in components, I create a nav bar or a header. A header would be, I think, better. A header or main header.jsx. You can use any name you want. I say RAFCE. That's it. So this is my main header, and I import my main header here inside of my main layout. So I say that I will import my main header. That's it. Okay, you can see that I have my main header, then main layout, and then home page. That's it. So inside of main header, what we want, and we want to have two different sections. So let's go here inside of this main header, and we say that for the left side, I want to have a division with a brand name. This is not important for now. We will change it later. And let's have some classes for it. So for this section, I want to use a background of white. Why I'm using this, let me show you. I want to use here, let's say that the class name is bg gray of 400. You can change this later, or 200, this is better, 100, Okay, 100 is better. You can see I want to have some classes. So this want to have the width of full and minimum height of screen, mean h of screen. So mean h screens, it says that minimum height is 100 viewport height. So it gives all of the screens, and you can see that if I use this, you can see that it gives everything inside of this page, and that's it. So for the nav bar, we use background of white. That is better. So let's close this for now and work on the main header. So the first thing is I want to have a brand here, and then on the right side I want to have another division. Here I want to have a toggler btn or a toggle btn. So for the toggle btn, we can use React icons. So React icons, and this is React icons. You can use this. So I say npm install React icons, Ctrl C, npm install React icons. And here you can search any icon you want. For example, for bar, you can use anything you want. For example, for bars, AI outline bars, and you can search anything. We use them in our project. That's good. So let's go back here. Again, npm run dev. Now I install React icons, and I can use the icons. Let's import an icon. For example, import something from React icons /fa, and I want to import fa bars. That's it. So I want to use this fa bars here, and this is it. So let's refresh. Okay, you can see that now I have brand and this fa bar. That's so good. So for the main header, what we can do next, we have the bg white, and then let's have a flex and a justify content of between, and for the align items we can use center. So this is all the Tailwind CSS classes, and let's have a padding x of 4 for the inside padding. That's good. And also let's have a height of I can use 2rem or 3rem. Let's check. Refresh. Okay. 812 is 3rem. And also let's have a margin button of 4 to have 1rem margin button. That's so good. So I think this is good for my navbar for now, and we can use it. And then we have this toggler btn. So this must have the class name of cursor pointer. That's it. And it needs to toggle this sidebar here, and we will work on it. So first let's create that sidebar. So this is the navbar for now, and now you can see that we have it. So this is my main header, and let's go back to the main layout. So we created our header and we imported it here. So for the next part, what we can have, first let's have some classes for here. For example, we have bg gray of 100 and width of, instead of width of full, let's be sure to use the width of screen. This is better. So width of screen, it says that width is 100 viewport width, and that's it. So we have this main header. That's so good. And let's have some enter here. So after this main header, I want to have a division, and let me show you here. So inside of this division, we want to have a left and a right. For the left, we will use an si tag, and we say this is a left, and then we can have a right side. So what we can do for the right side, we can simply use this main. So let's delete this main layout and HR, and let's move this main here and format document. Now you can see the structure. I have a left and a home page. Okay, so after main header, I have a division, and inside of this division, I have an aside for the left and I have a main for the right side. So for this division, let's have some classes. So some classes like we can use a flex or grid here. You can use anything you want. I use flex, and you can see that now it is on a row because the standard flex is row. And I can say justify a start and items of start. And also these are all default, but I use them. It is better to have them here. So I have a flex and justify a content of start and align items of start. That's so good. So then I have an aside, and that's it. So inside of this aside, this is a left side, we want to have some class names. So let's do this. So I say this is bg white. Okay, you can see that now it has a bg white. Good. And let's have a rounded of LG to have a border radius. You can see that is border radius of 8 pixel. That's good. And after it, we can use some width, for example, width of 16. We'll change it later, but for now, let's have it width of 16 and a padding of 4. Okay, no, this is my sidebar. You can see that it is here and it is completely different from the other side, and that's it. So this is my aside for the left side, and on the right side I have this main, and that's it. And also for this main, because we are using flex, we can simply use a flex one for this main. So let's say flex one to be ensure that it will give all of the remaining flex space. That's so good. So for now, what we can do, let's go here inside of my aside. I want to have some structure. For example, what we can have, I want to have some menus. Let's go here. You can see that, for example, in Tailwind, we have some rows for different pages and different roads. So we can do this. How we can create it? There are so different ways. I can create use an UL and some LI. So I create a UL, and inside of this, I can have an LI, and inside this LI, we can have an icon and a text or a road. So inside of this LI, we can use some icons, and for icons, let's import something from React icons /AI, and I want to import AI outline home. That's it. I want to use this inside of my LI. That's it. So yes, you can see that I have that. And also after this, I want to use a link of Next.js. So I can have a link, and its href would be slash, and inside of it I can say home. That's it. So this is it. This is my first LI. Let's create the structure and then we can use it. So this is it. And for this LI, we can use some different classes and then copy paste it. So for class names, we can say that this is a flex, okay? And items of center or justify of start to start from the left side, and allow items of center to be vertically centered. That's so good. And also I want to have some visual effects on it on hover. So we can simply use a hover in Tailwind CSS. That's really so good. So on hover, we can say that you have a BJ blue of 200. That's it. Now you can see it, okay? And also here, after it, we can say that on hover, your text can be a blue of 800. Good? Yes. Also, we can have a rounded to be beautiful, rounded XL, for example. Good. And also, let's have some padding. Okay. Padding. Okay. Now it's so good. You can see that it is really beautiful right now, and we have all of classes here, and it is really helps us to keep the code so readable. And then for this icon, we can have some class name of, let's say, margin right of 2 to have a space. That's so good. And that's it. So this is a simple li inside of my ul, and I can create anything I want like it. So let's go to the first one. So let's go to the next one and copy paste it. So let's simply copy this and paste. So for the next one, I want to have some projects. You can see it here, projects. Okay, Control S. Okay, projects. And for the icon, I want to use gr project. So let's move this link to the top. Okay, let's copy paste this, and we say that from the gr we can use gr project. You can see this is the way we use React icons. For the React icons /ai/gr/fa or anything, we can import its component. Now I want to use gr projects for this. Okay, refresh. So good. Yeah, you can see it. That's it. So I have a home and a project. But because this home, you can see here inside this button that this is a road to my home page. But this project isn't going to be a road. It's just going to have some submenu. So I change this link to something like h3. And instead of the href, I don't want href. So you can see that no, it is not a link, but this is link, this is not a link. You can see that it is really so cool. And also because this is going to have some submenus, let's have another icon for it. And let's go here and let's import from fa. We can import fa angel. Okay, you have an angel down button or left, down, right, up. I can use, for example, right, and that's it. So we can, after projects, we can use this. This is just an SVG icon. That's so good. It is here, but I want it to be on the right side because we are using Flex. We can simply use for this project. We can use Flex 1 to give all of the flex space. Now you can see that it is on the right side. That's so good, isn't it? So that's so good. Let's format document and continue. So for the first one, we created a link. For the next one, we created a great li. We want to have some subdirectories on the feature sessions on it. So that's good. Let's copy this one because I want to have another one. So I want to have a singular. That goes singular. And for the icon, I want to use fa check. So do we have fa? Yes. We can have fa check. That's it. So this is it. So good, isn't it? So when you have the template, everything would be so easy. And also you can make this dynamic, but I'm not working to that right now. We will work on it later, and we will change everything here and we refactor it. So after this, we have a singular. Let's copy this again. So after this singular, I want to have a complex menu, and it will have some submenus. So for the complex, we can use fa check double. So let's import fa check double and copy, and fa check double here, fa check double. Okay, refresh. You can see that it is so good. So after this fa check double, I want to have another one, but this is going to be a page. So for the page, we can use the first one and copy it because this is a page. And after this li, I can simply use this. So what is the label? The label would be about us, and the href would be to about us. That's it. And for the no, it is home. We need to change it. So we can use, let's import new one. So let's copy this. And we say that from SI, oops, SI, we need to import SI help code. This is it. You can search here anything you want. You can import them, but I searched them before in order to stop wasting our times, and that's good. So refresh, you can see that this is this icon about us. That's so good. Let's have another one here. I promise this is the last one. So after contact us would be this, contact us. This is it. And for the icon, we can use FI. So FA and FI. Okay, you can see that we have a lot of options. And from the React icon FI, I want to use FI phone call and copy, paste it here. So let's format document and check. So now you can see that I created the structure, and this is really minimal and beautiful as well. You can use anything you want. For example, you can use, let me show you, for example, you could use the orange for the text and backgrounds, or you could use green. Let me show you. Okay, refresh. You can see that. Okay, orange. Orange. You can see that. You can use anything you want. For example, I used blue, but you could use a green, orange, or any color you want. I simply use this. So let's Ctrl Z and Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Now everything is blue. That's good. But you saw that you can use any color you want, and that's so good. And also on the feature, you can have some themes, but let's talk about them later. So far, so good. Now we created it, but we need to have some responsive functionality. You can see that it is sticky or it is fixed here, but this is not good. You can see that when we are going to the smaller sizes, we want it to be hidden, and by clicking this, it must be toggled. So let's do this. And because, you know, if this button, this icon was here inside of it, it was too easy. We could use one state here, but because it is there, we need to use different states. So the best practice here is to using global states. For global state, you can use Redux, you can use Redux Toolkit. I simply use a context here, an API context of React itself, and I do this. So let's create a context first. Inside of the main directory, I create a new folder named context, and inside of this I can create a context, let's say menu context.js or JSX. We can use JSX because I want to return a component. So first thing first, let's create a new context. So I say export const of menu context. Oops, menu context. I have some typo. Menu context is create context of React. Okay, it will be imported automatically from React. That's good. So I create a menu context, and also I want to create a new const menu context. You know that when we are using context, we need to have a provider. So we create the provider. It's inside of this context itself. It is really better. So menu context provider equals to an arrow function, and we export default this menu context provider. That's it. And for this menu context provider, we are going to receive the children and work on it. So let's create a state here. So I say const open and set open equals to use a state with a default value of false. Okay, that's it. So let's create a toggle function. So I say const toggle equals to an arrow function, and inside of this, first because we want to check it later, we say that console.log toggle clicked to be sure that it is running. Then we can change this state. So we say that set open of not open. This is it. You can use it. And also there is a better way. So we say that receive the prep and then change it. This also works. So we receive the prep and then we change it. And this is the toggle function. Then we need to export them. So we say that return a menu context dot provider. And inside of it, we need to return the children. So everything would be inside of it. And also, this provider has a value. So for the value, we need to open a new object. So I'm creating a new object with the open and a toggle. This is what I want. That's it. So now it must work correctly. So now I have a context. And if you remember the React project, let me show you quickly. Go to the GitHub. Let's, for example, on what project we had YouTube resume management, code, frontend, SRC. Okay, yeah, context. You can see that when we have a context, we receive the children and we wrap it inside of this provider. Then we could go to the index.tsx or app.tsx and we wrap everything inside of this provider. This is exactly what we want to do right now, but now we are inside of index.js. So we'll go to the app layout, and here we are inside of this main layout. So we need to access them inside of my layout. So you can see that I can simply use the main menu context provider and wrap everything inside of it. Okay, let's format document. Now I have the menu context provider with the main layout, and that's it. So let's refresh. Now we have an error. It says that you're importing a component that needs user state. It only works in a client component, but none of its parents are marked with use client. So they're server components by default. It says that on menu context.js, you can see that error coming from here. It says that use context has some problems. The problem is when we are using this app router, everything is server components by default. How we can pass this and change this to client components? So easy. We can use client. That's it. Let's format document and refresh. Okay, now we can see that this is a client component and it is working correctly. We don't have any error. That's so good. The next part is let's go to the here to the nav bar. It is inside of main header. The next thing is we want to add it here and toggle it with this button. So let's import everything, but everything must be imported automatically. So I say const something equals to use context. Here I want to use context, and what is my context? Menu context. It is it. It will import automatically. So good. And from this menu context, I want to grab the toggle function. That's it. Let's wait for it to be compiled. Okay, refresh. Oh, okay, again we have a problem inside of main.header.js6. It says that cannot access context on the server. You cannot dot into a client module from a server component. It's right, because this main header is for now a server component like we talked about, and we need to have a use client to say that this is a client-side component. So let's wait for it. You can see that in app router, this is the difference. We need to say use client to explicitly say that this is a client component. Refresh. Okay. Now I imported my context, and in this foobar or this division, you can say that on click call toggle. Okay. Oops. What happened? Okay, format document. Okay, let's open the console and check, because inside of the context, we said that when you are calling this toggle console.log, or instead of this, let's log the open like this. Oops. And let's log the open to check it. So let's go to the console and refresh. Okay, we have an error, extra attributes from the server. Oh, this is not important. You know, this is for the some of our extensions. This is not problem for us. If you see this error, it is nothing. Don't worry about it. So if I click on this, now you can see that I have access to context and it is opening and it is closing. True, false, true, false. That's so good. Now I have access to it. So this is for the menu context. And let's close menu context and go back to the main layout. Now I want to change everything and make it dynamic. Let me show you how simply we can do this. So this aside, you know, this aside class names must be changed based on this open. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply change the class name of this aside based on our classes, our open status. So I can simply change these class names. How can I use this? Let's cut them first, or I will comment this and I will keep it to show you that. This was the static version. I want to change the classes to a dynamic version, so I cut them, and here I can use a curly brace and a backtick. Now I have access to JavaScript, and I know I can use some different classes. So let's say that the BG white is okay. The rounded LG is also okay, but the width and the padding must be changed. So how we can do this? It is really easily. We can say that using $sign and curly brace, we can access to JavaScript, and here we can change that if it is open, do some classes for us, else implement some other classes for us. Let's import the open here, and const something is, now you see that I use this context on my navbar or my main header. Here I can use exactly the same thing, and I say that this is coming from main content, and I want to have the open. I receive this open from the context. Here I say that if the menu is going to be open, you can simply say that this is your classes. Your width is 60 or 15 rem or 240 pixel. Also, you have a padding. Else, your width would be 0. That's it. So far, so good. And I think this must work. So let's check it and go here, refresh. Okay, we have error. What said can access context on the server? Again, that's error because this is for now a server component, but you want it to be a client component. So use client in my main layout and refresh. Okay. Wait for it to be compiled. Okay, now it says that it seems that we have some problems, and okay, let's check it again. So let's format. No, let's click. Okay, let's for refresh. You can see that when we are okay, it is refreshing. We must wait for it to be compiled because it is compiling. Okay, when I click on this, it is working. So when it is open, everything is fine. But when it is closed, we must not see anything. So how we can handle this? I think this is an overflow. So let's go here to rounded LG and say that overflow of hidden and refresh. Okay, it is gone, and you can see that no, I don't have anything here. This is a standard structure. I don't have anything. When I open, let's refresh again. I do not have anything, but when I click this, it will be open automatically. That's so good. This is really a standard structure in my opinion. Also, let's have some transition. So this is not a smooth right now. So for after the overflow hidden for our aside, we can use some transition. So in display of In Tailwind, we have a lot of features. We don't need to go to SCSS or CSS file. So we say that transition for all, and also let's have a duration of 100. That's it. Refresh. Okay. Yes, now you can see, but it is fast. Let's make it 200. Okay. So good, isn't it? Now you can see that this is the standard admin panel template for us. We can have anything here, and also let's check it. You can see that it is really mobile first design. It is hidden on the mobile, and by using this button it will be opened automatically. And also let's check it. Okay, you can see that on the bigger version it is also like this. I don't want it to be like here, so I want it to be open on the bigger sizes. So how can we do this? It is not that hard. Let's format document again. Okay, you can see that it is formatted automatically. So on class names now we have a BG white and a rounded LG, overflow hidden, transition all, and the duration. That's good. And this is the, let's say that this is our dynamic class. And here we say that based on the open, change the width and change the padding. So if it was open, have the width of 60 and padding of 4, else you must have the width of 0. And after this, or before this, or after this, there is no difference. You can use after this. So after this, let me show you again if you are asking what is this, because this may, I know this may seems weird. This is the auto formatting. So this is in fact my classes. Now you can see it, and also that's it. So this is all of my classes, and here this is the dynamic part. We say that if it is open, you must have this width and padding, else width of 0. After this dynamic part, we can simply say that for the bigger screens, like use MD, also you can use these classes. So let's copy these classes. So for MD, for MD you can use this, and also for MD you can use padding of 4. It is, this is the classes. For MD we use them. Let's format document again. It will be formatted automatically. So let's refresh. So okay, so on MD it would be static here. Okay. Also we can use LG. I think LG must be better. LG is bigger, and yeah, LG is much more better. And also on LG, we don't want to have this, so we can simply hide it. So on LG, let's go to the main header, and for this division, we can simply use a new class, and I say that use a class name. We say that on LG you can be hidden, and you can have the display of hidden. That's it. Refresh. Okay. Okay. So far so good. So on LG we don't have any toggle btn, and menu is open. But if we go here, and you can see that I have this toggle btn. That's so good. So I think our structure is okay, and let's check it. So I have this home, this project singular. This all will be completed on the next sessions. No, I have this home. When I click it, I go to the home. That's so good. And also I have this about us. When I click it, I must go to the about us, but it says that this page could not be found. 404. It is true, in fact, because we don't created that. So let's create the about us. You can see that this is going to be our route. So we must create a new folder named about us inside of app directory. Inside of it, we need to create a new page .jsx. This is the structure. Then rafce to create a new component. We change these three names to, let's say, about us page, or any name you want. That's it. So let's refresh. Now you can see that I have about us. So good. Also, we have a contact us. We don't have it yet. Let's create it. So inside of app, let's create a new contact us and a page.js6 inside of it, RAFCE, and the name would be contact us page. Okay, let's close everything and go here. So let's go to the home, refresh and wait to be refreshed. Okay, that's it. Now I have the home page. This is my home page. Okay, you can see I am on home. This is not a link, this is not a link, but this is a link about us. You can see that I go to the about us and this is about us page. Also for contact us, I'm on contact us page. For the home, I will go back to the home so you can see that now I have a structure and you can use any brand logo, any brand name you want. This is just an example. And on the right side, you can use anything. Let me show you here. We will add them on the next video. So on the main header, you can see that I just used one toggle button here, but you can have anything you want and it would be automatically placed here. For example, let's have another division and we say that user area. Okay, and check it. So let's refresh. You can see that user area will be automatically here because we are using flex with justify of between. And if the mobile version is our problem, let's check it. You can see that refresh. Okay, that's so good. But in the mobile versions, you can see that this user area is good. But here we have some problem. This is here. This must not be here. So there are some different ways. For example, we can put these two inside of a new division and know this division. Okay, now this division can have the right content here and inside it we can use flex. So for this division, let's have a class name of flex and justify of center and the line items of center and a gap of 4. Okay, I think gap 3 must be better. Okay, refresh. Refresh. This is the building and it will be good. Okay, refreshing. Okay, now you can see that if you want to use a user area, you can see that you can add it easily. And also this is a mobile version, and on the mobile version we have user area brand and this toggle button, and on the LG size we don't have that, and the user area is still on the right and brand is on the left, and that's it. So I think for this session it is good. So we created this base boilerplate. Then on the feature sessions we can simply create any component or any page you want inside of this project. So for the final step of this video, let's create a pull request for this because we changed a lot of things. So let's go here, go to the source control and check. So we created this. Okay, we created this. Okay, on global we added this. Good. On layout we have these changes, I think. Okay, for the page. Okay, components I have main. Good. I have this. Good. This is my menu context, so good. On the package log I have this, and package JSON I added this, and I have post CSS and Tailwind config CSS. So let's say that fit create basic structure. That's it. Note that we are on version 1, so commit and publish branch. We send our branch to the main. So on the future, if you are using this tutorial, this session would be here. So let's go to the GitHub and check everything. Okay, Next.js Tailwind sandbox updated now. You can see that I have main and I have a v1. So I can create a pull request from branch 1 to branch main, create a pull request, checking. Okay, everything can be merged, automatically merge. Okay, confirm. That's it. Now my change is on the main branch, and on the feature sessions you need to create the new branches from the main. That's good. So for this session I think it's okay, and please let me know if this video was helpful. We will continue creating some components and some project inside of this boilerplate, and because we have a beautiful structure like an admin panel, this would be a great project for our resume, and you can use it as your portfolio. So please like the video and leave some comments for me, and let me know if anything is you want to share with me, and also subscribe for our channels. Thank you, have a good time, and goodbye.